Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is what if Naruto was beaten near to death? So yeah, or beaten to near death. But this is part 3 of that what if, and no recaps. Also go subscribe to our Minato iconic what ifs and Obito what ifs, links will be in the description. But other than that, let me continue on with part 3 and to what I last left it off. So, Naruto's in the hospital, and of course, Junko and Umi are right now screaming at him to lay back the fuck down so he doesn't, like, what's called reopen any wounds. And of course, Naruto is saying, I'm fine, girls. I'm really, this is where they say, no, get back down. This is where Naruto says, okay. So, of course, he's kind of not scared of Junko or Umi, but they get kind of scary and he gets, okay. So yeah, he's kind of gets scared a little bit, but not much. This is where Naruto, he's just laughing half the time, but yeah. Of course, this is where Umi and Junko does kind of teach him the material when Naruto's not in the school, but yeah. Even Vanshin comes out of nowhere, and instead of teaching him the material, he just like gives him a book. Because Vanshin knows that Naruto's actually a good reader, reading at books. And Naruto becomes really calm when he just reads a book, okay? So, yeah. Of course, he worked out, but he also wants that knowledge. So, yeah. Of course, is where, well, Junko and Umi has been telling Vanshin to instead kind of, like, teach him the material. Vanshin, on the other hand, does not really want to talk that much, so, of course, he just gives him, like, the book of the material, how to do it. And, of course, Naruto, he learns it much faster like that, but, yeah. This is where, well, that is happening, and of course, this is where Naruto's actually going to be let out the hospital in about a week, a couple of days. This is where Naruto, he gets let out of the hospital, his, like, wounds heal really fast. Thanks to the Ninetales, but he was still needing medical checkup because he had, like, 2 swords in the back, some kunais in his, like, stomach area, like, near his chest area, multiple needles on his, like, arms, and he was still kicking the hell out of, well, Fugaku. So, yeah. Of course, the Uchihas apologize to the Uzumaki and even the Hokage about their insolence, leader. Their kind of, kudeta or whatever. Of course, where, well, Fugaku is in jail, like in the Konoha prison, and this is where Jiraiya is thinking maybe we should send him to, where Minato's at. This is where Shina says, yeah, we should. Tsunade says, I don't really want to do that because that would just show us that we're just throwing anyone that we don't like into jail. This is where, well, Kushina says, and I don't like Fugaku. This is where Tsunade says, Kushina, come on. You see, Naruto is fine. This is where Jiraiya says, who got her? This is where Kushina glares and Jiraiya says, don't call him that. This is where Jiraiya says, the kid seems to really love the name Garu. I'm gonna call him Garu because that's just some respect that I have to the kid. Taking that many wounds and still kicking the shit out of Fugaku. That just shows he's dedicated in throwing hands only. This is where Kushina's angry, but this is where she says, fine. My little Naruto. This is where Tsunade says, have you ever decided to change his, like, name from Naruto to Garu Uzumaki? This is where Kushina is glaring at all of them. This is where she says, no. Why not? Because he's This is where Tsunade makes a point saying, who was the one to pick the name? This is where Kushina says, Minato. And do you want to have any connections with Minato? Kushina says, no. But isn't Naruto also a part of that book that was called The Gusty Ninja from Jiraiya's book? Jiraiya says, yeah. Tsunade says, yeah, but I don't think I don't think Naruto's a very gusty ninja. I think he's just a brutal ninja half the time. This is where, well, Kushina sighs and says, fine, I'll change his name to Garu Uzumaki. This is where, well, Tsunade says, I mean, it'll be much easier. He is opening, but he's opening very slowly since you call him Naruto. This is where Kushina says, fine. Is it where, well, Naruto is right now just, I kind of have voice here. Naruto is right now just in school, kind of talking to Umi, Junko, and even Function. Of course, is where, well, some of the kids were wondering how did Naruto takes 2 swords. Now, these swords are not like tantos or medium swords, a katana or anything. It was actual fucking full-size katana size, right to his like back, and didn't care. Needles on his arms, like multiple symbols that had poison, and while kunai, like 3 kunai on like his chest, like at his side of his chest. This is where Naruto just says, 1, stay in prison for about 3 years. 2, be a badass like me. This is where they say, we're not going to jail like that. This is where Junko says, don't listen to him. Well, not Junko, it was Umi who says, don't listen to him. This is where they all say, yeah, we are not really going to listen to him. This is where one dude says, Garu is dedicated, so I want to go to prison now. This is where Umi says, no, you don't. This is where, well, not Umi, mostly one of his friends, because it was a civilian kid with kind of gray hair. He says, oh, I want to go to prison now. This is where one of his friends kind of says, no, you don't. This is where Umi sighs and says, Naruto, not Naruto, Garu, don't tell him dumb things like that. This is where, well, Garu says, oh, come on, Umi, is it really bad for me to say anything like that? Umi says, yes, very bad. This is where Naruto says, I don't think so. This is where Junko just laughs and says, wow, really? It's not bad. What about all those stuff that you hear in the movies? Naruto says, when I was there, none of that stuff actually happened. This is where, well, Umi says, really? This is where Naruto says, yeah. And this is where he got actually like a pen pal letter from the prisoners. And this is called back at prison. And when he was still in the hospital, he kind of got a letter by what's called one of those one of those mail ninjas or whatever, and of course gave it to Naruto and then disappeared. This is where Naruto grabbed the mail ninja letter and all that. The letter. Now this letter was written by the wardens and the prisoners from the old prison he kind of went to. And I'm gonna just name this prison Tartarus. I don't know what to call it. Of course, this is where, well, or not Tartarus, it's called Blood Prison. And of course, it's where, well, Naruto gets to open the letter. There's 2 sides, the wardens and even the prisoners. This is where, well, the wardens explain that Minato's not having a really good time in here. Reason 1, he just got his first virginity taken by another dude in the showers. This is where, well, Naruto says, oh. Oh. This is where Naruto knows what that is. Even though it never happened to him because he was always scary and murderous to anyone who ever tried to piss him off when he was showering. But yeah, no one actually tried that shit. And besides, he was a kid still, so of course no one ever tried that. No one's that much of a pedo like the legendary Sani. And of course, some of the wardens explain that happy birthday, Naruto. It's probably already been your birthday or something. We kind of miss you. The prison is not that well without you. Some of the prisoners are kind of making Minato their little bitch. But you know, it's everything just fine here, but some things are not fine. So yeah. Well, good luck in your ninja career or something. Or I don't know what you're gonna be, but yeah. This is where, well, we go into the prisoner's letter. This is where the prisoner says, yeah, we made Minato our little bitch. Or, you know, what's it called? There was a guy named Big Boulder. So, of course, this is where it said in the letter, Big Boulder made Minato its bitch first. This man went to the bathroom. No, not bathroom. Took a shower with Minato and the other who were there. We all turned a blind eye and knew what was going to happen. We're meant to go pick up the soap. This is where, well, Big Boulder, you show them why he's called Big Boulder. This is where Naruto started kind of giggling and laughing, kind of chuckling. This is where, well, Minato had a very, how should I say, uncomfortable time, but you know, That's just how he gets to show that he ain't that strong in prison. So yeah, everything else is going fine. Some of the prisoners are saying, "Yeah, we miss you, man. Happy birthday," or something like, "Good luck in your ninja career," or something like that. Yeah, Big Boulder made Minato Namikaze. Minato Namikaze's bitch, but then again, Big Boulder is from Iowa, so I guess that happened. I said, well, Naruto's giggling, but yeah. This is where we go into Minato. Minato's in his prison, just shaking cold fear. This is where he has clothes on, but they're kind of ripped and torn. And this is where he's just shaking, saying, Why am I have to get this much pain? I only did this one to just one child. Why am I getting this much pain? Karma, why? Why, Kami? This is where Orochimaru slithers. And of course, it's kind of like, sort of, people are going to sleep and all that. And Orochimaru is right there in front of Minato's cell, eating popcorn. This is where Minato, he kind of smells popcorn. And this is where he looks up and sees Orochimaru. Orochimaru is just there eating popcorn. His is a favorite show. This is where Minato says, Orochimaru! This is where Orochimaru says, yeah? This is where Minato says, what are you doing here? Damn it, I don't have any of my kunai. What am I doing? Minato Namikaze. It was very interesting seeing an Iowa ninja, also named as Big Boulder here, made you a little bitch. Made you his little bitch. This is where Minato says, how do you know about that? Oh, rumors are spreading really fast like wildfire here in the prison. This is where Minato says, please don't tell don't tell Inoki about it. Oh, screw that. This is some good ass blackmail. You see here, this is better than asking for your son to help me kill you. Instead, you just fucked yourself over. So I'm just here to see you rot in jail for 3 years. Or probably more. Everyone's old. And I'm also old, so I won't actually tell them anything. So don't worry. This is where Minato pales and says, Orochimaru, I'll do anything. I'll help you. I will let you experiment on anyone. Even my son. Come on, get me out of here. This is where Orochimaru says, I knew you were a disgusting freak. And I knew, what's it called? You are very disgusting for even offering your son, Garu. This is where Minato says, his name isn't Garu. It's Naruto. This is where Orochimaru says, fuck that, I'm calling him Garu. Truly, that kid is strong. Strong-willed, strong body, and truly does not give a fuck about using ninjutsu. Even if that kid uses ninjutsu, I don't think he will actually use it properly. His taijutsu is on a different level. Probably nearer to Mike Guy's level, or even Mike Dai's level, Mike Guy's father. But, whoever know. Also, are you sure that he's your son? I feel like he's like Kakashi's son or someone else's son. Maybe he's also, what's it called, what was it, Listen, Orochimaru is still eating popcorn, by the way. He's just still eating it. And of course, he says, are you sure it's not Sakumo's son or something? It'll be much better. Then again, Sakumo was really stronger. He was pretty much a very powerful ninja in the Second War. Much more powerful than you. I will actually agree. This is where Minato kind of has a check mark. This is where he says, I wish that demon was someone else's son. Then I wouldn't get blamed for it. Orochimaru says, and people call me a disgusting freak monster of creation and a bastard for going after children, which I am, but you are more disgusting. It's your own damn child and you call it a demon. This is where Minato says, what about his red eyes, his yellow other eye, and his fully white hair? This is where Orochimaru says, the white hair I can probably explain from the whole stress of getting beaten up. His red eye could be a kind of injury of, blood in it, and of course turning into red instead, like an injury in his eye or something. And maybe his yellow eye is just a condition also considered with stress. This is where Minato like, you realize I'm the genius one out of all the Saiyans. Don't bullshit me with me, Minato. This is where Minato says, motherfucker. This is where Minato says, "I'll give you anything. I'll give you even the Hokage status." Orochimaru says, "Bullshit. I don't need it no more." Tsunade can be Hokage for a meantime. I'm just here enjoying myself right now, seeing you beg and mercy, and even beg and mercy from the other how should I say, not prisoners, from not giving you a good time. If you can't have a good time with Kushina, they're gonna give you a good time. His Minato pales and says, "Wait a minute, you're not saying, oh yes, they are. They're gonna plan on doing that, and." My God, there's a ton of people going after you. Not just the Iowa ninjas that are right now in prison. And I mean, not just the Iowa ninjas. Some legionaries are actually going after you, who are in this prison, that you decide to send them to prison for failing one mission or another mission. And of course, others are going after you. Of course, I'm not going to kill you, Minato. I'm just going to watch. It probably, how should I say? You're probably going to have a bad time, but everyone else is going to have a good time. Minato pales and says, wait a minute. What do you mean, Orochimaru? Come on, kill me. Just cut my neck off. Use your sword. Come on, stab me right in the heart. I know you want to. Don't be a bitch. Orochimaru says, nah. I think I will go for that bitch part. But, I don't want to kill you. I want to just see you suffer. Just like how your son suffered when he was little, how about I'll record this and send him a video about you suffering, but not the part where you're gonna get absolutely just wrecked by everyone. I don't mean that. I would just keep sending him pictures of how you turned in prison. You realize he turned in prison pretty good. He became one of the most feared men in this goddamn prison, or if I say feared child man, or whatever I call him man. But you, on the other hand, for being a noble man for almost your whole entire life, you better be a bitch mate in this whole entire prison. Minato says, come on, Orochimaru, kill me. This is where Orochimaru says, nah, I'm out. This is where Orochimaru started eating parkour and walking away. This is where, he kind of got full with the parkour, so he threw it at one of the prisoners. And the prisoner was still he was right now watching TV and all that because, they have TVs in prison and all that. And of course, this is where, or not TV, he was right now kind of drawing because he got bored. And of course, popcorn hit him in the head. He said, ooh, free popcorn. Starts eating it. Doesn't mind if it lands on the ground, but This is where, Orochimaru disappears, but This is where, Minato says, I'm so screwed. So screwed indeed. And, he's screwed, what's called, just kind of literally and, kind of in this figure of speech, but So he's screwed either way, but This is where we go back into Naruto. Naruto, he is in the classroom, just kind of laughing with his friends. He kind of laughed a little evilly, but he kind of is happy a little bit, but He is fine. Even though he is kind of hurt still a little bit, just a little bit, he feels a little bit of tension in his back, but that's just probably because of sword fragments, but whatever. This is where, Naruto keep just talking with his friends, but of course Vanshin is kind of just overlooking, but This is where Junko and Umi say, so, Naruto. This is where Naruto says, So, what do you think you're going to do when you become 12? Are you going to become a ninja or are you going to become something else? Naruto says, Naruto's thinking, Dojo Master. This is where Naruto said. This is where Umi goes, This is where Junko says, This is where Vanshin says, damn, you really gonna be a dojo master here? I mean, good luck with that. This is where Umi and Junko smacked him in the head with Vanshin by throwing a book at his head, and this is where he's knocked out for the count, and this is where everyone is going, ooh, they're pissed. This is where Junko says, what the fuck do you mean you're going to be a dojo master? This is where Naruto says, I'm going to teach people, like children and other people, like adults, how to fight with bare hands, fighting techniques. This is where Naruto, he's right now remembering the dojo of, well, no, let me say that again. Bang. Well, Sensei Bang. And of course, this is where Naruto says, Sensei Bang. This is where, well, what's it called? What's a Bang? Wait. This is where, well, Naruto's thinking of Bang. And of course, this is where he kind of goes back into his chair and says, yeah, I'm going to be a dojo master. Wouldn't you guys, well, how should I say, support me in that? This is where Junko and Umi says, no! This is where Naruto gets startled and says, wait, why not? This is where Umi says, well, I will. But this is where Junko says, no, you're going to be a ninja with us, you bastard. This is where Naruto says, but, you know, there can't be 4 people on a team. Where's Vanshin gonna go? This is where Junko and Umi says, kick him out of the whole team. This is where Vanshin says, hold up, wait, what? This is where he gets thrown another book by Junko. And of course, this is where Umi says, like I said, or like we said, we kick him out of the team, you go on the team, and there. This is where Naruto says, but where will Vanshin go? This is where, let's see, on another team. This is where Naruto says, come on, guys, don't be so rude to him. He is going to be a ninja. And I'm just going to be this is where they glare at him with bloodlust. Well, kind of anger and bloodlust at the same time. So Naruto, a dojo master after my ninja career. This is where they kind of sigh for that, but yeah, they're still angry, very angry. This is where Naruto, he goes, holy shit, I never thought women would be this scary. This is where, well, we go into, well, a time skip of, well, Naruto being 11 years old. This is where Naruto it has been 2 years. And of course, Naruto has been in the academy for, well, 2 years. Of course, he could have passed any time. But instead, Kushina wanted him to kind of be in the academy for a couple more years just to act like a kid before becoming a ninja or a shinobi. So yeah. So of course, Naruto, he was fine with it. He wasn't not forced to be a ninja right after graduating or anything like that. So yeah. This is where, well, Naruto got photos of, well, Minato's face in prison by unknown messenger. Well, a guy with silver hair, glasses, well, not silver hair, yeah, brown hair, glasses, and of course where he wore a kind of like a mailman, kind of like outfit. But this was Kabuto. Kabuto was sending him pictures, well, not pictures of himself, no. Orochimaru was kind of giving pictures from, well, what's it called? From Minato towards Kabuto. Kabuto gives those pictures to Naruto to see how Minato's doing. This is where, well, there's also a huge ass dialogue on how Minato's doing. And this is where Naruto says, damn. Well, he can't beat me. And that just seems to suck for him. This is where Kurama says, damn. Damn. I don't know how I will feel about this. This is where Naruto says, at least he didn't detail it enough. I don't want to hear any about it. This is where, not Minato, Kurama says, you know what you should do? This is where Naruto says, you better not tell me any perverted thing to kind of say to Junko or Umi. This is where Kurama says, damn it. Come on, Naruto. You know you're already strong. You should just date them already. This is where Naruto says, what? When will you ever shut up? I kicked your ass so many times, and you still won't shut up. Why? Kurama says, because I don't want to. This, well, how should I say? This is where Kurama says, this time being sealed into someone like you, this life is kind of interesting to see of this, well, of your time life. Oh no, your life is very interesting and holy shit. Have you not seen how many Jonis you kicked the shit out of? Naruto says, I don't know what you're talking about. Naruto pulls out a hat and just puts it on his head. This is where Minato says, oh my gosh, Naruto. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that you beat the shit out of so many Jonis. This is where Naruto says, no. You're 11, you have beat the shit out of And Izuka Jonins, Naruto Jonins, well, some of them, you really don't attack that many. It's not Akimichi. You're okay with the Akimichi and Naruto. I don't know why I said Naruto. The Aburame, you're okay with them. Even though, yeah. What other clans has tried to piss you off? The Uchihas, somewhat. What else? I think that's what I'm thinking. Oh yeah, the Hyugas, awesome. We go into a what's called a flashback of what happened to Naruto and why he kind of beat the shit out of the Hyugas. This is where, well, Naruto was kind of walking down. Of course, bump into Kushina, but Hyuga Hinata, and this is where Hyuga Hinata kind of got annoyed. Well, not annoyed. She was just confused in why this boy was here and not bowing down because she is a princess. And this is where Naruto says, well, yeah, hello, bye. This is where Hinata was insulted, and this is where her guard decided to attack Naruto, but Naruto beat the shit out of this man to the point of he was about to die. This is where Hinata was shocked, and this is where, well, she was kind of, not Hinata. It was mostly someone else. Well, it was Hinata, but this is where, well, Hinata was flustered. She is kind of dating, well, not dating Menma, but she is kind of interested with the Uzumakis. She was already interested with, well, Menma, since he was supposed to be like a prodigy like his father, but Minato was thrown into jail. So, of course, the Hyugas kind of paused and thinking, who should, Hinata marry? They tried to ask, Kushina and the preference and who was called, which children should be the best to date and all that. Some of the clan heads asked for Minato to marry, well, how should I say, Minato to marry, Neji, and Kushina glares at them. This is where they say, what about Garu? This is where Kushina says, touch him and he will break all your bones. I don't want my sweet daughter to, well, be in a forced marriage. And for Naruto, he will probably just break all your bones and not care. He already did it with the Uchihas, and, you know, the Uchihas are a little bit more stronger than you. So get the fuck out of my face, Kushina said. This is where the, well, he actually says, what about Menma and, well, not Menma. Kushina says, Menma and Hinata, I still don't want my children to start dating. This is where he says, what about Hinata and Garu? Or Naruto? You mean Garu? He'll probably break all your bones. He doesn't like dating, and, yeah, no. This is where, yeah, she says, but think of the, well, think of the privilege and what they get. This is where, well, the power and political and all that. Mr. Kushina says, I don't think Garu even cares about political power. I think the only thing he cares about getting stronger, and that's already shown when he beat the shit out of so many Jonins. This is where Hiyashi sighs and says, what if a secret date? What if Naruto can't, or not Naruto, Garu can't find anyone when he's older? Then who will he marry? This is where Kushina says, oh, he will find people. This is where Kushina already had, her face kind of goes flustered, because she accepted Junko and Umi already into the family so easily. And of course, just because Umi is kind of adorable for her, and Junko is actually pretty nice, but yeah. This is where, well, Kushina says, not necessary. He already found people, and it's fine. I don't care about the political power or anything about that bullshit, Kushina said. So you can fuck off. You can, maybe Hinata and Menma can be good. This is where Hiyashi just says, but I just said that. This is where Kushina says, well, good luck in kind of finding my older son to kind of marry Hinata. Good luck. This is where Kushina just walks away. This is where Hiyashi, he wanted to kind of make Hinata marry Garu, because he can see Garu is actually the strongest out of all his siblings. Menma, he might be strong, but he's not as strong as Garu in physical power. This is where God, his strength is just beyond that of, well, probably being God Shinobi level already. This is where, well, he wanted to kind of make Hinata marry Garu. So, of course, we go back into Naruto kind of beating the shit out of, well, Hinata's guard and kind of walking away, but yeah. So, of course, is where Naruto, he's in the classroom, and of course, is where Naruto is with Junko and Umi, but with also other people. Vanshin, he, what's it called? Iwa, and of course, those are mostly the guy friends that he has. Also, someone named, what's it called? Psyche. So yeah, someone named Psyche. And then the others, the girl side is kind of with their friends of like Raven, Umi, Junko, Kaya, and someone named Suki. Someone with pink hair and purple eyes. This is where she is sighing. And of course, well, almost everyone is like sighing because they're like tired or even just like bored. We're not sighing, mostly yawning or sighing, but you know. Of course, this is where Naruto, he's already asleep. This is where Ranshin, he was paying attention somewhat towards the class. And this is where everyone was somewhat paying attention. Some of them were already sleeping. Junko and Umi were already next to Naruto sleeping on him because, yeah. Because they can see that Naruto's body can warm up very easily. This is where, well, kind of make his body, he kind of warm up anyone that's like next to him, but yeah. This is where, well, Karasu has a tick mark and throws so many chalk pieces at all of them. And of course, this is where Vanshin, he managed to open his eyes and a little star just appeared blocking the chalk. This is where, well, he barely even dodges it because it just goes through him because he can transform his body into fire. He was kind of training with Naruto and found out that he can transform his body into fire. Psyche, he managed to just stop it in mid-air. This is where Iwa kind of just looks at it and transforms his head into metal. And the chalk just smashes into his head and then just kind of breaks because it turns to dust and the impact of metal. But yeah. This is where, well, Suki kind of just dodges by being really flexible and she just ducks. This is where, well, Raven kind of like darkness kind of appears and just grabbing it, like a darkness tentacle appears and grabs the like chalk and crushes it. And this is where Kaya transforms to light. This is where Junko, she just like grabs and throws it away. Or not even Junko. Junko was about to grab the piece of chalk to kind of just slap it away or anything. Naruto grabs all three chalks that were aimed towards him. Umi and Iwa and Junko, and this is where he crushes it. But before crushing all three of them, he kind of flicks one straight back to Karasu. And this is where, well, Karasu almost get hit, but yeah, he sighs. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, Menma and, what's it called? Well, not Menma. It seems that Sasuke and Hinata has been getting close along, because, yeah. Not because of the clan political, the political power between the heads and all that. No, just Hinata and Sasuke have been getting along pretty easily. This is where Hinata does not really like Menma because of what he dresses like. Such an ugly color half the time, but yeah. Of course, he's nice, but not, she thinks, not her type, but yeah. This is where, well, Mental likes Sasuke also, but yeah. This is where, well, Izumi, she is quiet. Of course, she's kind of just shy a little bit, but she is kind of friends with Mental. Of course, this is where, what's it called? She is just quiet, and of course, she's friends with Shikamaru and Naru. Shikamaru and Shino and, well, Choji, but yeah. Of course, she's also friends with Mental, but yeah. This is where I am talking about Class A because, well, they're going to have a kind of event later on. I will explain about that. This is where, well, we go into a 1 year time skip more. And of course, Naruto is 12 and he has his friend group to kind of be much bigger. Of course, Naruto is now 5'6". Junko is 5'6" also. And, well, Umi is actually like 5'5.5". But yeah, it's just a little bit taller there, but yeah. It's where everyone is kind of just silent and not really wanting to deal with the whole test that there's going to happen. But instead of being a test, it's an event. This event kind of started before the test. Now, this event is basically a versus between Class A and Class B. This is where, well, Naruto sighs and says, I guess I'll be going up. This is where Umi says, yeah, same here. Junko says, I guess I get to beat up people and make them feel despair. This is where Naruto says, not if I do it first. This is where Junko says, oh, are you gonna, I should say, stop me from making people feel despair? No, I'm actually gonna make them feel despair and fear. This is where Junko says, wanna make a bet about it? Naruto says, sure. This is where, well, Junko says, how about if you win, well, you get a little special surprise. If I win, I also get a special surprise. Got it? This is where Naruto says, and what will the special surprise be? Oh, it's special. And it's a surprise. Idiot. This is where Naruto says, fine. Then let's see who can make more people feel despair. This is where Umi sighs and says, yeah, whatever. This is where, well, everyone's going out. This is where Fanshin, Iwa, he, and also someone named Psyche, and someone named it's called. There's someone else named Majin Park who's friends with Naruto, but yeah. Of course, on the girl side, it became much bigger, but yeah. Two other people are kind of friends with Naruto. One is named Savannah, who is actually from a blood clan using, and the other is kind of from an ice clan somewhat. I say somewhat, but yeah. Well, not a blood clan. She has purple hair and like her eyes are mixed match. She kind of became friends with Naruto because Naruto's eyes are also mixed match. But she's a samurai who just moved into, what's it called, a Leaf Village from Iron Country, but yeah, her family did. And of course, she has two swords on her back. This is where they're parallel, but yeah. This is where, she says, I guess we're going against Class A. This is where Class A contains of like Arrow and original canon. There's Mento, Izumi, and Sasuke, Hinata, Kiba, Menma, and other people appear, but yeah. That's where, well, Naruto says, I guess I'll be fighting against those. Well, then let's begin. This is where, well, everyone starts fighting against Class A, and of course, this is where everyone is kind of fighting. This is where Naruto sees, well, sees Menma and Sasuke, and starts fighting against those two. This is where he has seen Sasuke and Menma train. Now, Menma has been training with Kushina, while Sasuke's been training with Itachi, and Naruto is right now fighting against them. This is where Mento is fighting against Umi, and Umi's using a very powerful water style. This is where, well, the water style managed to actually cut through the chains, but yeah. Of course, this is where Mento is dodging, but yeah. This is where Izumi uses a fire style at Junko, and Junko dodges. Junko says, nah, that's not gonna happen. Or not, what's it called, fire style. It was actually Hinato fighting against, well, Junko, and Junko says, you're missing. You really are weak. This is where Hinato's getting angry and tech marks, but yeah. This is where Mento is shooting a fire style at a girl who was able to use ice, or not ice, mostly someone who's using blood, and actually managed to take out some of the sibling students from the girl side from Class A. Savannah's right now just taking out Sasuke and, well, Ino, managing to by using her blood style. Of course, that fireball was about to hit her until, well, I should say, Iwa appears and kind of transforms his body into steel, blocking the attack. And this is where Savannah says, thanks, Iwa. Iwa says, yeah, gotta protect each other. This is where, Mento, what's it called? Not Mento. Izumi almost gets hit by a sword slice. And this was Akina, who's actually a samurai and trying to slash at, well, Izumi. Izumi pulls out a kunai to block the slice of the sword. Now, these swords are actually medium katana, so of course, this is where, not Mental, Izumi is right now having trouble, but yeah. This is where Mental is trying to fight against, well, Umi, but this is where Umi, she then shoots a very powerful water style at, well, Mental, and Mental uses another powerful water style. This is where they both clash. Mental is fighting, not Mental, Hinata is fighting against Junko, and Junko is pretty good at taijutsu. This is where she's easily kind of making Hinata feel in despair in her kind of techniques. Junko is getting stronger and stronger. This is where Naruto, he's fighting against, well, how should I say, fighting against Sasuke and Menma at the same time. This is where Menma is trying to kick and punch at Naruto. Naruto grabs, well, the punch from Menma, grabs his punch, throws him at Sasuke. Sasuke, they both get hit, and this is where they smash down to the ground. This is where Sasuke says, "Damn it! Fire style! Fire Phoenix!" This is where Menma says, "Wind style! Win a great breakthrough!" This is where both their attacks combine to make the Phoenix bigger, and this is where Naruto says, "I see. So you want to try? Fine. Flowing fist." Well, let me say it again. This is where Naruto says, "Fist of what's called, Fist of Abyss Emptiness." This is where he managed to kind of destroy that technique by kind of just emptying the chakra pool, by destroying the chakra. This is where, well, they widen their eyes, and this is where Naruto appears, and this is where Naruto, he then says, "Fist of flowing, Fist of flowing water crush rock fist." This is where he hits Menma in the stomach by kind of blocking, well, kind of deflecting all the punches and hitting him in the stomach. This is where Menma goes, sends into a wall and smashes there. This is where Sasuke tries to attack Naruto. Naruto dodges, kicks Sasuke up in the chin, and then just kicked him by using his back leg, smash him into the wall. But yeah, this is where Menma says, "Damn it, Sasuke, are you okay?" This is where Sasuke says, "Yeah, I'm fine." Damn it, we're going to lose against him again. I don't want to lose. This is where Sasuke, he then says, "But we're going to have to try harder. Don't you think, Menma?" Menma says, "Yeah, I know." "Then if that's the case, then let's do it." This is where Menma, he summoned out his chains, and he has, well, 5 chains in total. 1 that comes from his back, and 2 others that come from each of his hands. And of course, they are orange. It's fiery kind of orange color, but yeah. Well, mostly orange, but yeah. And this is where, well, it's called Sasuke activate his 2-tome Sharingan. No, Sharingan, and of course, they get serious and fight against Naruto. Naruto's right now just seeing their movements, and because, well, Naruto's basically a walking, talking Sharingan. Naruto's really dodging attacks, kicks, Menma in the head, but of course, Menma managed to grab his leg with chains. This is where Naruto gets pulled towards Menma, and this is where Sasuke says, "Wake up, motherfucker, you are not that strong." This is where Naruto dodges the attack, grabs, well, Sasuke, smashes him to the ground, and of course, he is right now dodging the chains, spinning around, and kind of appearing right in front of Menma, punching him right in the neck. Well, not neck, in the chin, sending his ass up into the air. This is where Shikamaru says, "Paralyze jutsu." This is where he managed to paralyze Naruto. This is where Naruto says, "Damn, this jutsu is annoying." This is where, well, Shikamaru says, "Go, Menma and Sasuke." This is where Shikamaru was about to, not let go until telekinesis kind of paralyzed him. This is where he realized he's floating up in the air. This is where he says, "Oh, this is such a..." He kind of smashes to the ground and lets go of the handstand. This is where Naruto dodges the attack and uppercuts Menma up in the chin again. This is where Menma is sent up in the air. This is where Sasuke, he tries to axe kick Naruto, and Naruto blocks it with his arms. Of course, he crushes the ground a little bit because Sasuke did put chakra into that leg, but yeah. This is where, Shino's bug started trying to attack Saiki, and this is where Saiki says, "Damn it." This is where he says, "Got this. Fire, blaze, form." This is where he turns his body into fire, and of course rushes at Shino, burning his bugs, and of course trying to grab Shino from the face. This is where Shino manages to jump away. It's where, well, Choji says, "Expansion Jutsu!" Tries to punch at he realizes he was about to get hit, but this is where Saki grabs him by using telekinesis, and this is where he says, "Thanks, man." This is where Saki says, "Yeah, no problem, man." He says, "We gotta work together. That's how we're going to win." This is where Choji says, "Shikamaru, you okay?" Shikamaru says, "Yeah, I'm fine." This is where Kiba, he's right now trying to fight against a girl, and this girl is easily beating the shit out of Kiba. This girl is, well, how should I say? This girl is what's called from a clan that uses only cats, but they're a smaller clan than the what's called Inosuke. So of course this is where, well, Kiba says, "Cats are useless." This is where the girl says, "You're starting to piss me off." This is where her kind of hand, her claws, started becoming sharper and rushes at, well, Kiba, trying to scratch at him. This is where Kiba says, "Hey, what's called Akamaru." Akamaru says, "Bark, bark." This is where they say, Tenshukan, or whatever the hell it's called. I forgot what it's called. Tetsu, or no. This is where, well, she dodged, and of course her name is, well, Savannah Izunu, and of course, well, not Savannah, Sashana Izunu, and of course she is trying to claw at Kiba, but this is where the Tenshu was about to hit her, until Saki uses telekinesis to paralyze Kiba up in the air, and this is where Kiba says, "Oh, that's bullshit." This is where Shoshana says, "Thanks, what's it called, Saki?" This is where she says, "Cat mimicry. Cat divine slashes." This is where she started cutting Kiba and Akamaru into multiple slashes, and this is where both of them started falling down to the ground, and this is where, she says, "Dogs are pretty pathetic." She stuck her tongue at Kiba. Kiba growls, but this is where he kind of just smirks and says, "You're pretty damn cute when you do that." This is where she said, "Shut up, you fucking mutt." This is where she says, this is where Kiba says, "I kind of like you." This is where, well, she says, "I know you dogs are thinking you're dominant, but you will never dominate me. I'm a cat." This is where, well, Kiba and her start kind of arguing because they kind of had this bickering about which is better, dog or cat. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto is keep fighting at, well, Menma and Sasuke. This is where Naruto keep using his flowing techniques to fight against them. Now, of course, Naruto is holding back pretty much a lot. This is where, well, what's called, the instructor is kind of watching this, which is Aruka and Mizuki. And then there's Karasu with his kind of nephew. Well, not nephew. His what's called grandchild, who is Raven's kind of older brother, named Saban. Saban is saying, "So, who do you think is gonna win?" That's just what Karasu says. I would say Class B, just because I'm biased. This is where Aruka says, "You think you will win?" My teachings of my students would definitely win. This is where Karasu says, "What about the sibling students?" They're sibling students. This is where Karasu says, "And yet my sibling students are still kind of fighting, kicking." Let me say one thing. None of them has failed just yet. None of them have kind of fallen down. All of the sibling students are working together. And not gonna lie, why is one of them already out? That pink hair girl. This is where Aruka says, "That's kind of mean." This is where, well, Karasu says, "Oh, it's mean? You see here, Suki's actually having pink hair and purple eyes. But she's not really from the Haruno clan. So yeah, if you think that's mean, then you are kind of mistaken." This is where, well, Aruka pales and says, "Damn it. I wish, what's called, well, Sasuke wasn't useless, but yeah." This is where that's never gonna happen, but yeah. This is where, oh, the fight is still continuing on. Naruto's still kind of fighting against Menma and, well, Sasuke in the same kind of power level as them. But yeah. This is where, well, Sasuke and Menma says, "Don't hold back, Naruto." This is where Menma says, "Sasuke, you got this?" This is where Sasuke says, "Yeah." This is where Sasuke's arm crackling with lightning. It says Chidori. This is where Mama says Rasengan because he was trained by Jiraiya. And of course, well, yeah, just trained by a little bit. And this is where, well, Sasuke was trained by Kakashi a little bit to kind of learn Chidori, but yeah. This is where they rush at Naruto with blinding speed. And Naruto smirks and says, I guess then I can't hold back. Naruto's hair fully goes red, and of course, this is where his eye turns bloodshot red, and of course just rushes at them. This is where Naruto takes the two heads on, and this is where he punches, well, grabs both their heads and smashes them together, knocking them out. This is where the others are kind of fighting, and of course, this is where Naruto, he is laughing. Of course, Ari won against Sasuke and Menma. But of course, everyone is shocked, but not everyone. This is where Class B takes advantage and kind of sees their opponents are kind of shocked. And of course, the fangirls were trying to fight against Naruto. But this is where, well, Junko, who saw the despair, well, a little bit the despair on Hinata and all the fangirls, she got in stronger, so of course she's there. Of course, this dark aura appears all around her. Of course, from her bloodless is kind of red. And of course, this is where it's an aura around her also. But it's also despair around her. This is where, well, her eyes becomes one red color. Her other eye is a dull blue, but of course it's turning red a little bit. And of course her hair is turning black for a little bit. This is where, well, she's growling at the fangirls. This is where Umi also appears. Umi's eyes change from a kind of lightish blue, crystallized blue, to a dojutsu being the Sharingan. Because she is part of the Sharingan. She's kind of half Uchiha. But of course, this is where, well, she has a blue Sharingan, and the Tomoes are white. Kind of just fully blinky, kind of snowy white mostly, but yeah. This is where, well, she is glaring at all the fangirls, but the fangirl still rushes towards them. Of course, Junko takes almost all of them out, and even Umi sends a very powerful water style to smash them all into the ground. Izumi and Mento try to fight against Junko and Umi. Of course, Umi sends a very powerful water style at at Izumi. And this is where Mento was about to use her own water style to kind of block it. But Junko appears, kicking her to the ground. This is where Izumi tries to use the fire style, but of course gets cancelled out pretty easily because of the water style. And of course, Izumi tries to activate her Sharingan to make a very powerful, more powerful fire style, but it never worked. And of course, she gets hit by the, well, water style. This is where, well, the formation team of Team A is kind of losing and breaking down. This is where Shikamaru says, I give up. This is where, well, Shino says, I give up also. This is where, well, Choji says, yeah, we give up. This is where everyone is kind of fighting. But of course, Class A still loses, with Class B's teamwork actually being extremely much better than Class A. This is where, well, Jiraiya is impressed and kind of sad in the Menma, who learned the Rasengan, just lost towards Naruto. This is where, well, the Hyugas are pretty mad, but of course they can't do anything. Kushina is happy to know that her son is pretty strong. Of course, still kind of hoping he didn't kind of like crack both Sasuke or Menma's heads off, but yeah, by hitting their heads together, but yeah. This is where, well, everyone is kind of relieved and seeing how much stronger Naruto is, but yeah, not relief, just excited, but yeah. Now, Minato is still in jail because they really forgot about him, but yeah. They forgot about him because it's a special day for Naruto and not him, so yeah. This is where Minato, who is now broken, is getting laughed at by Orochimaru, and Orochimaru is just laughing at him non-stop, but yeah. But of course, this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 3 of What If Naruto was beaten nearly to death. Or to near death. But yeah. This is part 3, and I'm going to leave it off here. But yeah, have a nice potato day, potato night, potato steak, potato, and potato.